President
This conference will now be
Development
recorded.
Council of St. Lucie County, and on my team this morning is Jill Marassa, our Vice President, as well as Jen Dubé, who's our Business Manager. Two women that are never not working. Dr. Weil, we're delighted to be in front of you this morning. We appreciate all the great work that Alicia Seitz does, as well as the entire career and technical education team. You folks are so critical and so important to our job creation efforts. And I'd like to start out by thanking you all for helping our young folks formulate a career and get on a successful pathway to life. So your work has not gone unnoticed. The EDC is an economic development partnership. We're all about creating quality employment opportunities for the community by helping new and expanding businesses. Jill does many things, and part of her work is to help attract and retain businesses. One issue that is really impacting us, and it's not just St. Lucie County or the Treasure Coast, is the labor shortage. And this will continue to be a structural issue, particularly in our growth industries. So, you know, with crisis and challenge, there's opportunities. If there was ever a time for a young person, a high school graduate, to get on a pathway to a successful career, it is now. And we have several employers that are eager to attract and retain the talent. And we find that the prime spot are those high school students that are ready to graduate. They really offer a great opportunity to the employers. I'm sorry that Superintendent Gent can't join us this morning, but we know that he's with us in spirit. Wayne has done so much for the St. Lucie Public Schools system and for our community. And while we're quite saddened that he's going to be leaving us, and personally I'm intensely jealous that he's retiring, however, notwithstanding that, having Dr. John Prince coming in to be our superintendent, the future looks very bright. This morning we got some great employers with us: TwoWay Radio Gear, the Porch Factory, Indian River Select, and California Closets. These are all companies that are committed to job growth and also profitable businesses. With that, if there aren't any other things that we need to do, Jen, I'll hand it over to Alicia Seitz, if that's okay with you.
Sounds good.
Good. Good morning, Alicia.
Good morning. Dr. Weil, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, thank you, Alicia. Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Pete and Jill and Jen. We really so appreciate our partnership with you, and I feel like we've made such great strides in the last several years. It's unbelievable. I love to see that our council continue to attend these sessions, whether they're face-to-face or virtual, because this is so important. And as a previous guidance counselor, school counselor, still in my heart, I can tell you the one thing that I really knew nothing about were the opportunities for our students to go to work after graduation, and the specific companies and what they do when I was a counselor. And it just wasn't something that we paid attention to. And the fact that you're coming here today and continue to do this, to hear the specifics about what your students can do, is a testament to your dedication to your students. I also want to thank our CTE department. They've done such an amazing job of canvassing the community and getting partnerships and advisory boards. And I think we don't necessarily always share our accomplishments internally. I don't know if everyone is aware that we currently have 5 pre-apprenticeship programs. We're continuing to seek more. Those are amazing opportunities for our kids. So we need to do a better job at talking about what we do and sharing it with the community, but also internally. And this is part of that effort. So I thank all of you involved in this, and I know it's going to be a great day. Some of these companies have done this with us before, and they do a wonderful job. So thank you to everybody. Thanks, Alicia.
Thank you, Dr. Wild. And as mentioned, the CT department, I have my team on here. We have Kieran Belgraves, Lanisha Robinson, Dana Caputo, and we have Stephanie Wilhelm. They are very intricate in the process, especially with the businesses and working with the programs and the teachers. So they are on here as well for you guys. They'll put their contact information in the chat. We're going to speak later about the boot camps, the various boot camps. We're growing for the opportunities with the students. But at this time, I will turn it back over to either Jen or Jill.
All right. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We're really excited. As you know, this, for most of you know, if you've met us before, this is one of our favorite initiatives. Our most favorite initiative is the boot camp, but this is just right up there with the boot camp. We really love meeting with you all, and I'm sorry that we did not do this in person. You know, in the past, twice a year, we take the educators on a bus and we take you out and visit companies, but due to COVID, it kind of is a challenge to do that at the moment. So we're doing it virtually, but we're just as excited to offer this virtually to you. We have a couple of really great companies that you're going to be introduced to today. We have TwoWay radio gear, we have the Porch Factory, and Indian River Select. So we'll be introducing you to those companies today, and then later on, you'll hear from California Closets General Manager, and they participated in the boot camp last year. They hired 4 of the students. All 4 of the students were still there up until I think just a couple of weeks ago, one of the students moved to the West Coast, but I think that's kind of cool. We'll be able to hear from her and she can share her experience. The other thing that's really important that I want to share today with these 3 companies, and many of you know as educators, is the transportation challenge that we have for a lot of young men and women when they're trying to obtain employment. And the great thing about these 3 companies is they are all on a transportation route in St. Lucie County. So consider that and think about that and just keep them in your mindset for future opportunities for students that may have that barrier and don't have a vehicle or access to transportation. There are options for those students and really great companies that they can just hop on the St. Lucie Transit and get to work. So with that, I don't know if we have any more housekeeping items, but I'm going to pitch it to Jen, who's going to run the PowerPoint. Basically the PowerPoint, but we have an interactive web page that we use, and this will stay on 24/7, so you can always reference it back to your students, to yourself, to people that you know, that they can go back and look at the different industry sectors. We have pages for each different tour that we've done, and this is the spring 2022 tour. So you'll see we'll have different presentations for each of the companies. There's videos, there's handouts, there's photos, direct links to the company page through their logo, so that at any time, like I said, you can always share this with someone that you may know looking for a great opportunity locally. So at this point, I think what I'll do is I will first pitch it over to TwoWay Radio Gear. We have Erin Posner with us today, and she can introduce you to both TwoWay Radio Gear and Contractor Supply. They are both under one umbrella, and they are both located together. So Erin, welcome, and thanks for joining us today.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having us. I also have Brian Jemison, our Sales and Marketing Director. My name is Erin Posner. I'm the Operations and Compliance Manager. We're really excited to be involved with this program. Brian and I both come from the education field. I taught for a year in Brooklyn, made it a year, so I give you guys all the credit in the world. And Brian was a teacher as well, so we absolutely connect with what it is you guys are trying to do. And we're looking forward to hopefully getting some students in here to, see what we have to offer entry level and career growth wise. So I know Jen was going to give me the ability to share my screen. Not that I know how to do that yet, but I'm sure it won't be.
You You should see a message pop up.
Yep, I see it. That is amazing. That's even faster and smarter than Zoom. Awesome. Great. So I am sharing my screen, and we made a small presentation here for you guys. And you'll have to bear with me because, of course, the day I make the presentation is the day the laptop is sitting at my house this morning. So I'm on the iPad. So if it doesn't function exactly as I want it to, I apologize. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, great. So just a little bit about TwoWay radio gear. And as Jill mentioned, we also have another company, Contractor Supply Store here. We're located on Okeechobee Road and 33rd Street. So we are right on an arterial line, great for transit. Like Jill mentioned, don't have to have a vehicle to get to us. TwoWay radio gear has been around in the industry for 20 years. Our company owner, David Lloyd, entered the TwoWay radio industry as a headset manufacturer and then actually moved into selling Motorola radios. So we are predominantly an e-commerce company, and we do sales, service, and installation of really business and commercial radios. So all of you in St. Lucie schools should be somewhat familiar with us because we service you on your radios. Hopefully that's a good thing. I know sometimes they can be a bit of a headache, but we do service St. Lucie County schools, and we have for many years. And we are one of the nation's largest business radio e-commerce dealers. So we really kind of cornered the market there about 10 years ago before everybody else was already on the internet. And we really pride ourselves on being a family environment and a business built on integrity. And we really give anyone that has the drive an opportunity to join our team. So that's really the core of our business. You know, almost every single person on our team is either a career changer, a second chance employee, or has gone through career sources on the job training program. So we try to be at the cutting edge of giving people an opportunity that might not have had an opportunity typically. I have a really short video here, but it's important for you to watch so you get a great picture of our business, and then I'll kind of go over with you a little bit more about the opportunities we have to hire, you know, high school graduates, do internship programs, and possibly apprenticeships. So hopefully this works. Hopefully this works. Let's try that again. Okay, maybe I can't make it big. We'll just leave it small.
I don't think I know we're getting messages that we don't have sound. Do we want to play this from the direct link on the, we do have this on our website page. Do you want us to switch over and link it to the website?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Page? Okay.
Okay.
That
Let's
would be
try
great.
that and see. Sorry, everybody. I was trying to figure out if it was me.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Realize-
Nope, technical difficulties. Yeah, if you
it's
can, that'd be
all
great.
good. It's the story of our life is
I know.
We'll just flip over. So thanks for your patience.
Yeah.
And give us 1 minute while I think Jen's going to flip us to the.
Yes, ma'am.
There we go.
You can get to it from here, or if you can go to YouTube if that doesn't work. Or we could just skip that, but try that. Oh boy, that's the wrong link. That's okay. Try the About Us. Maybe it's under the other. Oh no. No. Maybe this one? No?
Yeah.
Nah.
It
Okay.
should be on the first one, but you can go to YouTube. It should be under the video.
Yeah, it's actually public on our YouTube, but we could skip it
Okay.
if we're having a hard time getting to it. That's okay. Even if you couldn't hear the audio, what you saw in some of the video there, I wanted everyone to get a chance to see our business. And if you want to let me share my screen, I have the rest of my PowerPoint that's not video related. I'll just go ahead and share the rest of the PowerPoint with you, and I'll send out everybody a link to the video another time. The video would give your students, thinking about how students are so visual, I think the video would be great for students to have a chance to really see what kind of company we are here, firsthand in a video. And that's where our YouTube really helps give an idea of who we are. So here's a little bit of more information about our organization. As I mentioned, David Lloyd is our CEO and company owner. He's been a Fort Pierce guy for over
And now we lost Aaron. Not sure if Aaron froze or
The
disconnected.
joys of technology.
Telling you, today is not the day.
We let her know to jump back on, so let's give her a minute. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We should have some music during this time while we're waiting. See if I can get her to. Let me send another.
I just messaged her as well, just to be on the safe side.
Okay. Sorry everyone for the technical difficulties. Bear with us and we'll get back on track this morning.
Well, it's not a proper presentation if a dog's not barking, there's technical difficulties. I mean.
If you'd like, I can try to get footage from my house and put my dog in the, usually just pulls up right here on my face when I'm on meetings.
Yeah, Jim, where's your dog?
So it's really hard to hide a 135-pound dog. Right, I think we got her, so maybe she'll restart. Do you want to try the video again, Jen? We'll see if that'll come up while we're waiting for Erin to jump back on. It may take a minute for it to load, or yeah, if you go to their YouTube channel, it's actually a good video. It's if you scroll down a little, keep going. It's this one, third row, fifth one over. There we go. That should be okay. So while we're waiting, we'll get back to the video so you can actually see their team and their company in action, and we'll wait for Erin to jump back on.
For over 20 years, TwoWay radio gear has provided the absolute best products and service to our customers. From large national corporations to small school districts, we put our expertise to work, providing the most state-of-the-art two-way radio solutions available.
A lot of our customers don't need just a package solution. They need solutions that are custom programmed. You know, we can take a radio, match up frequencies with the customer's radios that they may already have. We actually do support and service installations. We've done work with fire departments, police cars. We can put two-way radios in school buses now, and we're one of a few dealers out there in the country now that carry the new push-to-talk, which is nationwide coverage.
In the world of automated phone calls and, you know, dial this, push this number, getting somebody direct to be able to answer your questions, I feel is probably the most important. When you're actually able to talk to somebody, you're more likely to get exactly what you need. Fast shipping and receiving, available expediting. You know, we have state-of-the-art software and, you know, everything we need to make sure that we can provide excellent customer service.
We want everybody to know that when they're coming to our e-commerce site or dealing with our company, that our customer reviews will speak for themselves. So we post them right on the front page of our website. I believe that's really where we stand apart from most other companies, is we've just taken the time to make sure that the user experience is as good as it can be.
Get in touch today and let us find the best two-way radio solution for you.
Awesome. So sorry about that. I know you guys lost me somewhere along the way, but that's okay. So you got to see a little bit more about our business, and really the takeaway I'd love for everyone to get from this rather choppy presentation with technology problems is that we have an entry-level position really in every department of our company. So we have entry-level shipping, entry-level customer service, entry-level accounting, data entry, and entry-level sales. And so I think that makes us a really great option for school counselors to recommend to their students as, hey, you know, no one thinks about becoming a two-way radio expert in their career, but the foundational skills that they will learn in these entry-level positions can be really taken anywhere. And we're really excited to get a chance to work with you guys, answer questions if you have questions about our business, or just be a point of contact for your students as they're entering the workforce. And I don't have to go back to the PowerPoint because that was pretty much the general consensus anyway.
Thank you, Erin. So you got to see a little window into two-way radio gear. I don't know, do you want to share anything on
Yeah, let me mention, I'll mention our other business. Contractor Supply Store has been around for 4 years, and that's much more of a local business. You'll see our logo there. The name can be a little misleading. We do vehicle upfitting, which really any work vehicle you can think of, from a police car to a contractor van. We might have even done work with the Porch Factory in the Treasure Coast Builders Association. But Contractor Supply Store does a little bit of everything. There's a great example of what we do. You know, we can upfit vehicles, flatbeds. We have a full fabrication shop and welding. So for your entry-level students that are interested in the automotive industry, but perhaps not necessarily regular traditional mechanics, this is really a great option. We've actually done some, I can't remember what they called it now, career and technical training, I believe, through IRSC, where we had IRSC develop a course for our guys in electrical and low voltage, and they actually got a certification for that. So we're trying to keep our guys, you know, ever trained, continuing to evolve in their knowledge base. And we have a 30-year low voltage technician who's really, he's a sub, but he's here with us almost every day, and he has poured into our on-the-job training candidates. You know, our one gentleman who came on about 1.5 years ago as a $14 an hour entry-level install tech is now basically running the shop as the shop manager, making $18 an hour. So, you know, in a 1.5 year time, this position went from entry-level to a leadership position. So, you know, this is a much smaller business, and it felt the hit of COVID a little bit more than some of our other businesses here, but we very much still have space for those entry-level kids in the automotive industry to come in here and learn a little bit more about that business.
Thank you, Erin. That was awesome. Thanks so much for your time this morning and joining us. Does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask Erin, and then I was just going to pitch to the CTE department if somebody just wanted to share a little bit about the certifications that may be a good alignment with either two-way radio or contractor supply from, you know, the training in the high schools. And before we do that, Erin, just age limitation to start at that you would require based on, you know, your company policy, and then if you have benefits or maybe even just a little wage range. And again,
Sure.
company on transportation route, really important for those that need that assistance to get to work.
Sure. You know, traditionally we've hired at the 18 plus. However, many of these entry-level roles can be hired below 18. Our main issue with below 18, of course, is hours. Most of these positions are traditional 8 to 5 full-time positions. However, we have had, you know, students just finishing up high school that have come in and done some part-time either training work or internship work. So we have that flexibility being a small company where we don't have a set in stone, you have to be 18 or you can't be hired policy. It's just what fits for the company. The pay range for pretty much all of our entry-level stuff is going to be at the bottom end, 14 an hour, and can range depending on the position up to about 16 an hour, I would say, for entry level. However, you know, once you get up past entry level, it's not unreasonable, especially if that person is entry level into sales or even into marketing, to very quickly see themselves get up over $40,000 a year. And, you know, some of our sales guys, they easily make $60,000 to $80,000 a year with commission. So the sales career path is probably the most profitable career path salary wise. But of course, there's a lot of pressure on a sales position to produce, meet sales quotas. We give you all the tools to be successful. And most of those other entry level roles can still land somewhere around the 40-ish thousand mark after you get past entry level. Benefits wise, we currently offer 401k, profit sharing, paid time off, you know, paid holidays. We offer an annual bonus program. So at the end of every year, if quarterly goals have been met, there is an annual bonus for every position in the company from leadership down to entry level. What am I forgetting? Try and offer as much as we can. We do not currently offer health benefits as a small company. We are hoping to offer that in the next few years. COVID kind of slowed that process down, but we're hoping to get there with health benefits soon. I think that's it.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. Do we have any questions? Brian, I don't know if you want to add anything to the mix since you're here, and thanks for joining us as well.
No, it really is a pleasure. No, I think Erin stated everything eloquently. Great presentation, Erin. You know, all around, you know, from the sales side, I just want to say to any prospective students or anyone thinking of entertaining a career in sales, it is a great avenue to be able to step out of high school and into a very lucrative career where, you know, the only barrier to entry is your drive. And or that could be your greatest tool for success. So, you know, we're all about taking a young person and developing them, pouring training and mentorship and guidance into them, and allowing them to grow into a career that's going to be mutually beneficial.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Educators, anyone, any questions? And Alicia, does anyone just want to mention for the company any like career in tech with the automotive, particularly any certs that may be of interest to them as they look at potential future talent? And they did open up that door a little bit for maybe someone who's a senior looking for a pathway. Maybe there is an opportunity to get a part-time start path so that they can learn a little bit and have something upon post-graduation.
So yeah, so our automotive programs, as well as our outboard marine, they do the ASE entry level, and so there's an electrical component, things like that. And then You mentioned sales, which we're thinking, I didn't really know too much about the company, but we have a lot of different marketing, entrepreneurship. So we have
Great.
programs, and I think what we'll do is we'll link with you guys. My team will reach out, myself, then we can connect that instructor. We have a couple instructors. They're not on here, but they do various certifications. We
Great.
actually have over at Treasure Coast High School, there's an entrepreneurship piece. We have marketing as well. So there's that social media. So if you guys are saying that's something for entry level, I think that would be absolutely amazing for our students. And it's a different part of the wheelhouse. So definitely, I think it'll be good. And we have, some more certifications that could fit into that as well. So we'll definitely be in contact with you guys.
Excellent.
Thank you again, Brian. Thank you, Erin. We look forward to having them on our boot camp this year, the week of June
Yes.
6th. So we'll be circling back. You're certainly welcome to stay on the line with us and learn about some other companies and your peers in the community, and anyone that needs contact information, just connect with myself or Alicia and the team, and we'll certainly connect you with the company. So that
Great.
way, if opportunities arise,
Thank
we
you.
can get some jobs created. So thank you again for joining us. And now
Thank
we
you.
will go to the Porch Factory, which is funny. You guys actually have worked together before, so it's kind of cool. So we've got Jim Brand on the line from the Porch Factory. Pretty excited to have Jim. He's been instrumental in a lot of our efforts behind the scenes with boot camps and helping us through the Manufacturers Association as well as the Treasure Coast Builders Association. So Jim has a really unique model because he serves both of those elements and has a lot of opportunity and is really great with young adults and gets a lot of opportunities as well. So I'll hand it over to Jim, and then he can have us navigate whatever he would like on the web platform. So thanks, Jim, for joining us.
Good morning, everybody. Glad to be here. I am Jim Brand from the Porch Factory. I am the president and full-time recruiter, because that's where I spend, honestly, most of my time these days. Luckily, I've got some great people that work in my office and support me every day. But really, like Pete said, we're in a crisis. Fortunately, we started this process several years ago, so we're kind of ahead of the curve a little bit. But honestly, most of my time is spent recruiting these days and working on workforce development, whether it be for our business or for Treasure Coast Builders or for the Manufacturers Association. So really excited to be here. I have, 3 hours to do this? How much time do I have?
You can take as long as you want, Jim.
All right, awesome. I am not going to mess with the videos. I'm going to allow you to do that. But, let's go ahead and play the first video if we can. And that tells you a little bit about our company, and I can tell you a little bit more after.
Design and installation services to residents and contractors of the Treasure Coast and beyond. Whether you're a contractor or a property owner, we can cater to any and all of your enclosure needs. Living where we do, insects can make using your patio difficult. An enclosure provides a great way to make your patio area accessible. Our expertise is to customize an enclosure specifically to suit your needs. We focus on making your outdoor space look as though it was intended to have an enclosure all along. And we're confident you're going to love the results. Call us today, 772-465-6772 to get started today. Or find us online at theporchfactory.com for more information.
Awesome. Thank you guys for handling that for me. So that really sums up most of what we do. We manufacture, we design, manufacture, and install screen rooms, pool enclosures, sunrooms. We also do rescreens and repairs. Majority of our business is in enclosures and pool enclosures themselves. Again, Jill said we are unique. We do manufacture and install. So the manufacturing side has allowed us, we realized a couple of years ago, that's really our training ground. That's really what allows us to bring in students, young adults, and work them through our now apprenticeship program that we started, I think, 3 or 4 years ago, where we actually bring the kids in, young adults in, work them through the warehouse, work them through that process where they actually build and manufacture the enclosures. And it gives them a great skill set where they can understand what we do, understand our business, understand what we expect. We can work with them through their process of actually new jobs. You know, a lot of them are coming to us first-time hires. They've never had a job before. So we've had to kind of work through that process to help them along the way. And I'll tell you, our process has changed over the last several years as we have learned. Today, we are 50 people strong. I think when we started this process, we were probably in the high 20s, probably 24, 25. So we've doubled our business in the last 3 years as far as people. And that's just been through a huge amount of effort. It's honestly, it's been thankful to this group. You know, a lot of our employees are students that have come from various high schools. They've come from the boot camps. We hired 6 people from a boot camp that we ran internally 3 weeks ago at our office, and that really came out of the original boot camp. We just took it, put a spin on it, and developed it for ourselves, where we ran a boot camp for the entire week. We brought in 10 people, ended up hiring 6 out of that boot camp for ourselves. So, you know, that would not have happened if it was not for this process and this group. So utilize this. I thank everybody that's on this call because you guys are a big part of that. So I want to play this next video because I think this is exciting. This kind of will give you a real insight to what we do with our employees. Bobby is he's a high school student. He started with us as a senior, so he went to school till noontime, came to our office, got there about 1 o'clock. We extended our hours when we hired him to 6 o'clock so that he could get more hours during the day and we could get some more training out of the process. So Bobby, again, he's still with us. He made $65,000 last year. He's 21 years old. Let's play the video and I think it'll explain itself.
My name is Bobby Arnold, and I'm an installer at the Porch Factory. When I originally started out of high school, I was in the shop. I was working as a basic helper as a shop guy, and they put you through a lot of training, and they teach you a lot of the stuff. I think what makes my job great, not only the pay, but getting to be around the people that I'm around. You know, we're just like a big family around here. It just makes, you know, it makes coming to work worth coming to work. Career Source had put me through night school, and it really pays off. Great class to do. When I was in high school, I was a little lost at first about what I was going to do in my future. For the longest time, I planned to go to college, but I didn't know what to go for. And then I was like, I'm going to take that apprenticeship. I'm going to see what they can do for me. And they put me through school. They showed me the ropes, and they're teaching me everything I need to be successful in and out of work.
So Bobby is one of our superstars. Again, we feel like we hit the gold mine with this process. I currently have a 17-year-old young lady that comes over from Okeechobee High School. She is working part-time, and we are training her to do the most important job we have in our entire company. She is responsible to go out and actually do a final measure. So for us to actually manufacture each screen room, somebody has to measure that job so it fits on the house. That's the job we're training her for right now. She started in August, I believe. Yesterday, my shop manager took her out and tested her to see how she's doing. We have purchased her a vehicle. We're getting ready to put her out on her own to start measuring some of her own jobs. And I will tell you, it's phenomenal to have young people in there, but to have a young lady come in and kill this job is amazing. And it's fantastic for us to watch. It's fantastic for her. Her family's excited. It's just a great process for us. And again, we reached out to all the schools last summer and said, hey, this is a position we're trying to fill. We're looking for these specific skills. And you all sent us resumes and allowed us to pick through that process. So again, thank you for that. And I think the next is just we have some photos of our company, what we do. screen rooms, pool enclosures. You can see this on our website. We have tons of them on there. I'll ask if there's any questions at this point, unless is there anything else you guys want to know at this point?
Jim, could you talk about the boot camp you held over the summer? Because yours was a little bit different from ours.
Sure, absolutely. So the boot camp we ran last summer was 5 days. We had 16 different tracks of construction skills. So each day we had 22 students. Each day they would come in and the first day they did plumbing for a little while. They did air conditioning, they did drywall, they did gutters. Of course, they did screening, they did electrical. So for 4 days, they did 16 different skills. And that allows them to come in, touch different things, see different skills, learn what they don't know, understand what they don't know. And that's the big thing about the week. I always say on Monday, they like plumbing, but on Thursday, they like doing windows and they hate plumbing by that time. So it really just gives them an opportunity to look at the different processes and see what skills fit them better. Friday was career day. So Friday we had contractors lined up to hire these students, and we had more contractors than we had students on career day, and I think it was pretty successful. So we're looking for 40 students this year.
Wow. Thank you, Jim.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks for sharing all that great information and the success of your recent boot camp and that apprenticeship boot camp model that he held was not only for students, it was for anyone who wanted to participate. We get a lot of requests from other folks to kind of take on boot camps throughout the year, because you may have someone who's 18 today, and then 2 years from now, they're still trying to find themselves. And so there isn't maybe an opportunity. And so please think of those young men and women that maybe you still keep in contact with, and they're still looking, for a good pathway or some opportunity, and they don't really know how to find it. This is another way by, the companies that we have here today, they're always looking for talent. So Jim's model, I think, is going to push through more so in the future with having, those individualized company boot camps. And it is a lot of time, right, Jim? So we appreciate you.
A lot of time, a lot of effort, just building. I mean, now that it's done and we've built the curriculum and set the process, it won't be as difficult, but it's still a lot of time. But I think you hit a good point. A lot of the people, most of the people that we hire to the process are in their mid-20s and above, and they had already been through different jobs. So their attitude coming in was a little more focused. It was great. So we will do it again.
Jim, can you share with the group just a little bit about, I know another small company, which is nice. Some big companies are too big for students, and you'll hear from Annette later on, but from our experience over the last couple of years with the boot camp, a lot of the students actually like that smaller family culture. Can you share a little bit about the benefits and, a little bit of the wage? I don't want to put you on the spot for wage, but just kind of a range and what benefits the company offers to students.
Sure, absolutely. So we start at $15 an hour. That's our starting wage today, which is a far cry from 4 years ago. I think we're $10 or $11 an hour. So $15 an hour. We do offer a 401k plan for them. We do offer health insurance. We do offer PTO time. We do offer a gym membership. So if they actually have a gym membership, we actually pay for it for them. We encourage that process. In training, we do a lot of training. We do a lot of in-house training. We pay for schooling if they're looking for further education. Our installers, depending where they're at in the process, the helpers, they start out the first year, they're going to make $15 an hour. The second year, they're going to escalate that because they start getting paid percentage of the job. They're going to make 35 to 45. Our installers, we have several that are making anywhere from $65,000 to $90,000 a year, and they're in their 20s, early 30s. So there's a great career path. There's great opportunities for us. My two main managers, one's the construction manager, one's the warehouse manager, have been with us 14 years. They were both installers when they started with us. So
Cool. Just one thing Jim did not note is in his boot camp that he recently had, it was an earn to learn model. So folks were paid $15 an hour to get trained and then go on a career pathway, which is kind of cool. So it's not, you know, folks not feeling the reward of coming in and learning something to move forward. And again, on a transit route off of Angle Road, real important for those folks that are up in the North County area, and the time, you know, time of day and just working a little bit more with these companies, the flexibility and scheduling that extra 10 minutes or so. These are companies that would provide that to young adults and, you know, anyone else that's looking for an opportunity. Any questions for Jim? Well, you know, when you don't have questions, that means you did a good job. So Jim, thank you so much. We really appreciate you joining us. I think it was just so important for everyone.
Bill, we
yeah?
actually do have a question in the chat room.
Yes.
How does a student get in contact with the Porch Factory if interested after they graduate?
That's easy. They can call our office number, 772-465-6772. They could go to our website, send us a message, and honestly, show up at the door. We interview every single day, 705 North 39th Street in Fort Pierce.
Thank you.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
If we don't have any more questions for Jim, of course, you're welcome to stay online for any future questions. I know you're busy, but you're welcome to continue on with us. And we will invite and again, everything stays on this website 24/7, and we'll show you how to navigate that after the program's complete. Right now, I believe we have Maria Lopez somewhere on here. She is with Indian River Select Fresco. We're excited to welcome her. She is their new HR manager. She's thrilled to be at Indian River Select. We worked with her for many, many years in both counties here. And so, Maria, do I see you somewhere? Or she may be on the phone. I don't know if she's got her technology up yet. So are you there, Maria? All right, let me tell her. I don't know if she can hear us. So,
Maria, can you hear us?
I can hear you. How are
you?
There you are.
I am
here.
Hello.
I am here. How is everybody this morning? Good morning.
Good.
Very good. Very good. Well, this is my second day of my second week here at Gym Fresco. We actually have a lot of growth coming our way. I don't know, I didn't even know that this organization was right here in our own backyard. But what we do is we proudly produce the Indian River Select brand. I don't know if you have seen that brand at Publix and several of the local supermarkets. That is our brand. We also actually package for other local vendors such as Costco, their Kirkland brand, the organic brand for Publix. We also package the brand for Uncle Matt's and many others. Simply as well, it's another packaging that we do. So I'm in my learning curve here about all the products and all the different things that we do and all the growth and all the opportunities. And I think that we are a great organization for students that are coming out of high school that do not know what they'd like to do, because we have a very good career path roadmap. And our career roadmap actually allows the new employees to come in entry-level positions making $12 an hour to start, and they can go all the way up to becoming production managers. Our plant actually operates 24/7. The machines are never stop. They're just running constantly. We have 3 different shifts. We recently went to 12-hour shifts, and it seems to work very well to accommodate people with, families that want to spend more time at home, and it creates that perfect balance, and it just makes the day go by faster, right? So I don't have a lot to really talk because, like I said, I'm in the learning curve of this, but I know that Jill has some videos and some pictures that she had put together. I don't know if she can play these for you. I don't have a camera to connect with the camera, but I think the video gives a really good idea of our operation and how we do it. We have a very good, put together quality control that follows all of the guidelines of the USDA because we are packaging things that are being consumed by the consumers out there. So we follow very strict guidelines. The company was founded in 1996. In 2010, we welcomed 2 branded co-packaging. That is why now our name is Fresco. We actually are known by Jim Fresco. We have successfully serviced customers nationwide for over 25 years. And like I mentioned, Uncle Matt's, Costco, CCNA, Publix. We have over 90 employees here that, of course, live in the St. Lucie County area. We have very strong partnerships with our suppliers, Coca-Cola being, one of the people that we package for the Simply brand. And we are actively engaged in activities throughout the community. So our employees have the ability to not only be a part of something great and amazing going on, they also have the ability to see our brand out there in different activities, such as, 5Ks and marathons and any type of fundraiser activities. We recently were a part of the Operation 300 event in July, where they were honoring a fallen Navy SEAL, Aaron Vaughn, and I think many around the counties of St. Lucie and Martin County know what Operation 300 is. Jill, I don't really have a lot more to say because of my newness in the company, and I don't want to use that as an excuse. I'm really excited about all the things that we have to provide. For the benefits, we actually provide health, vision, dental. The company provides a company paid policy. We offer paid time off. We offer, holiday pay. So we have very great array of benefits. Yes, it is a 3 12-hour days, and there is a lot of opportunity for, overtime, which we're trying to get away from that. Some people are working 10-hour days, and some people are just working the regular 5 8-hour days. And as I said, we run 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
Maria, if you want, we can go ahead and show the video, Indian River Select in action.
Go right on.
Thank you.
There's a few, so you can pick one. I don't know if you've ever been inside a bottling or production. It really is cool. So I just figured if you want to show it to anyone, you can see all of the different operational videos, but you can click any one of them. They're all interesting in their own right. You may want to watch them at home just for fun.
So this area right here is where they are cleaning the bottles, as far as I believe, and then they get organized and go through the filler tray.
When you watch this in person, it's really quite fascinating. And I do want to share, we had a young man last year in our program in the boot camp, and we really all thought it was going to go into tinkering with vehicles and cars, and he really liked that. That was sort of his path when he started in the program, to be very honest. And we went on a tour to Indian River Select, and he left there and said, that's where I want to work. It was, maybe the third or fourth day. I don't remember, Jen, if you remember when we went there, but he was one of the real superstars in the program. I mean, he had technical skill sets, and so he was really in demand with some of the employers. And at the time, honestly, Indian River Select was a little less on the pay scale. The hours were a little different than others, but it's really interesting to see how the students respond to different elements and different companies and what really they find interesting. He was fascinated by what you just saw. He loved the clean room. He loved the bottling. He loved the whole production side of it. And he went to work for the company. And, he had a vehicle, so it wasn't a transportation issue. But again, this company is on Oleander. They also have access from US 1, a major transit route in St. Lucie County. And considering that they have 24/7 operations, flexibility in, times for some students, especially if students are going off to college, there are some students who also still need to work. That's another type of opportunity that may not be 5 days a week or something like that, that someone's looking for some other type of flex scheduling, as an alternative. So another great company. They're the longest tenured company over at the farmers market in Fort Pierce. They've undergone, I think, 3 or 4 expansions to date. They're undergoing another expansion. If we had more room, they would keep expanding. They're kind of landlocked, so we're doing the best we can on expansion. But really great company, great team. The folks that work there are awesome too, just like TwoWay Radio and Porch Factory. And so I don't know if you have any questions for Maria. She did a great job answering on the 24/7. I wanted to make sure she shared information on that.
Maria, could you go over the benefits one more time?
Yeah, absolutely. So for our benefits, we actually offer a very, very good array of benefits from Blue Cross Blue Shield for health, dental, vision, a company pay life, the option for employees to purchase additional coverages, pay time off, holiday pay, et cetera, et cetera. I don't have a cheat sheet with me right now, to be honest with you. I will tell you one thing though. I took this opportunity after 7 years with a local manufacturing company in Martin County. 1, because it was closer to home, and 2, because of the benefits that they offer. Very competitive for the area that we are in. And this is something that's available to the new hires, once they are full-time 60 days into the position. And then we also have like an IRA type retirement, where we also put money towards the retirement of the employees in the organization.
Thank you. I can tell you, Maria, during the boot camp, I can tell you the most fascinating things the students experienced when going through your factory was the stores do not just magically appear with your juice. They figured out where it was made, and they were very fascinated and blown away by that.
It's really fascinating.
That is very true.
It is. It's really fascinating.
My fridge. I have that juice in my fridge. You're like, yeah, it's made right up the road from where you live. They were like,
and
that's
it's
really
so
cool.
good.
Yeah.
And it's so good. It's really, really good.
And by the way, they have new lemonade. Yes.
Yes, the lemonade is awesome.
Lemonade's pretty delicious. So thank you, Maria, so much for jumping on. I know you're new to the team, but you did a great job, and lots of great information. Every company has their own special niche, and it's all about what someone may find of interest to them and where they would want to grow their career. If anyone doesn't have any questions, so I make sure I leave it open for any questions. Maria did put her contact information in the chat. Again, you can always reach out to Alicia and her team or us. We're always available anytime. Now I am looking for Annette Jordan. Annette, may you be here on the line somewhere? I'm trying to see in these little squares. I can't really tell.
I am.
Ah, hello. How are you? There you are.
Hi. Hi.
Annette
Great.
has one of the most beautiful offices I have ever seen, by the way. If you want to see a beautiful office, go to Annette's. It's all custom cabinetry and it's quite gorgeous. So Annette, thank you so much for joining us today. So for the folks on the line, as I shared earlier, Annette is the general manager with California Closets. They recently expanded about 2 years ago, I think. It felt like it took 2 years, right? But they expanded from 2,000 square feet to over 10,000 square feet here in St. Lucie County. And they were just wonderful to have in the boot camp. And I'll never forget, they were, I think, the last tour after 4 days of, taking these young men and women, industry over industry, just peppering them with soft skills. And we were pulling up and everyone was like, what is California Closets? What is that? I'm like, don't you have closets in your house? And they're like, yeah, but it's just a closet with a pole. We're like, well, you're really going to find this interesting. And it was amazing. First of all, the presentation was lovely in that she had delicious cupcakes, which was really nice for all of us. But the team was so welcoming and the kids really, really loved the whole environment. And a big portion of them actually took employment at the company. So I'm so appreciative that Annette joined us. I thought it would be great for the counselors to hear all the work that you put into this and identifying students and finding a pathway for them and having them participate in the council tour. What really, or the boot camp, what really happens afterwards? Like, do they really get jobs? Once they get jobs, where do they go? What's the success? And then also for Annette to share, how can we do things better? What are we missing to prepare the students to go into the workplace? Each year we try to build the program and do it better and better. And so with that, Annette, I'm going to hand it over to you. And again, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Jill. And I hope that I don't start crying on this because I'm very emotional and passionate about people finding not jobs, but finding careers. And I'm very fortunate to have been with California Closets for about 16 years now. And I have to say, of our 48 employees, it's been my pleasure to have hired about 45 of them. And we have employees who've been with us way longer than me when I started. We have some employees who've been with us for 33 years and 34 years. And I think that's a sign of a company that, if I'm talking to somebody about a career and looking for what to look for in a career, I would be looking at what the turnover rate is at companies, because if there are people that stay with the company, I think it's a good sign that they're happy. For us, we were actually at a critical stage last year because of the demand in home improvement due to the pandemic. Really, we were experiencing enormous growth. What we weren't experiencing was candidates to actually come and work for us, and we really needed that badly. So when Jill talked to me about this, I was like, wow, this is a fantastic opportunity for us. And when I discovered that we were competing with 12 other companies, or 10 other companies, I think at the time, for 12 candidates, I was like, oh, and we're the last place they're going to come. And by then they will have made up their minds to go elsewhere. And I was really, talked with my team about it and said, look, hiring people in our market today is totally different than it was a few years ago. We as companies have to actually sell our positions rather than in the past where you were trying to wean people out of who's coming to a position. We're having to sell our positions now. So we did do that. And like Jill said, most of the kids had no idea what California Closets did or does, which is probably true of a big portion of the population. But for us, we were so wonderfully surprised when 4 of the candidates applied for positions with us, and 4 out of the 10 or 12 candidates. And we were fortunate that we had positions to offer all of them. We started the positions out in our warehouse, which is what we'd like to do because that's where they learn. Really, it's the opportunity for them to learn what we do and learn more about our business. And obviously there are more, you know, even though this was the manufacturing program, our business represents a lot of career paths in different areas, including the installation, which we anticipated that the candidates would want to start in our warehouse and then move into the installation field. We only had 1 out of the 4 candidates that actually wanted to do that. We allowed them all to try it. We allowed them to go out on installs and see if they wanted to go that direction. We have been thrilled with our candidates, absolutely thrilled. I just want you to know that because of that, I am so encouraging of everything that you do and everything you can do to help more of the students understand that there are careers that are not necessarily the path of going to college. You know, there are careers out there that we heard all day today, and some of them can be quite lucrative. Our experience was more the things that we as an employer needed to adapt to when hiring students who are just graduates, because it's their first time job, it's their first real job. And from our team of managers, you know, from my perspective, I actually had to train our managers to change our expectations for how we coach candidates that are just coming out of high school. So some of the things that we encountered that may be things you can address during their learning or during their maybe even part of the boot camp are, and the expectations were, what I'm talking about is what we had to learn more as managers. And it is that kids, first of all, you know, we're calling them kids, but for our company, they did have to be 18 years old. And so for the candidates, understanding, first of all, that the transition from being in a high school environment for your day to a work environment can affect a lot of different things. Some of the things are, first of all, you know, tardiness and attendance, how important that is when you move. And I'm thinking tardiness and attendance is important in schools as well, but I think maybe because of the pandemic, that might not have had as big an influence in their lives. It's just because of the day and the time that we're in. The other one is that we experienced that we had to coach was thinking about the fact that when kids are in high school, their engagement with each other is very physical. So, you know, they hold hands, they hug each other, they walk along together. It's a different experience than when you move to a work environment and all of a sudden you have to have respect the space for different people. So these were all things that were coming up that we as managers, we just didn't anticipate. Okay, now we're going to have to coach them on the fact that there are physical expectations as far as limiting how you can touch different people that you're working with. You can't hang on to them during the process, that type of thing. The other thing was helping them through the onboarding process. So the onboarding process for us, since we're a major company, you know, it involves actually using an onboarding app where you're going to be uploading things like your driver's license, your social security, and that's something that's totally new to most of them. They were a little bit lost with that. So for us, it was, okay, well, we have to hold their hand through that process. People who've had multiple jobs or changed jobs, you know, they may have experienced it in other jobs, but for new candidates, that's something that they didn't expect. So on our hand, we recognized that we really needed to provide more hand-holding for new candidates that come right out of school. The other coaching things that we worked with was coaching them on what is appropriate language in the workplace, because what's appropriate, you know, when you're in your own life or your home life or your life with your kid or with your friends is not the same as what's appropriate in the workplace. And then the other one is coaching on task completion versus task continuation. In other words, if you're giving them a task and it's complete, we had some candidates who would, okay, I've completed it and now I'm going to play on my phone versus, okay, we need to move to the next step, that type of coaching. And like I said, a lot of this, you know, I'm talking about things that we learned that we had to do because we're dealing with a candidate that's at a different place in their career. It's a starting point in their career. The other coaching thing is coaching them through planning for their future. For example, setting realistic expectations about the paths they can go on. For us, we are a national company. There are opportunities not just locally within our own organization here or this particular company-owned location. You know, we have locations all around the country, and in those locations, there are all different opportunities. Similar to, you know, like the Porch Factory talking about, you know, installers. Our installers also earn, you know, between 60 to 90,000 a year. And it's a very rewarding job, but it's also a very physical and demanding position. We also have trainers, and that is a
I think we lost her sound, so just give us a minute to get back on. Technology is wonderful, isn't it? Bear with us a moment.
I honestly will say that we would not have met our goals and we exceeded our company goals by about 20% last year. We would not have done that if it were not for these 4 candidates that took positions in our warehouse and helped us make that goal. So I am so encouraged by it. I can only encourage more and more and more of it because there's such a huge demand. And from the bottom of my heart, I'm so appreciative. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to let you know that. Any questions?
Thank you so much, Annette, and thank you so much for, you know, your kind words and taking on the students. I'm pretty sure 2 or 3 of the students or young adults, I should say, that took positions with you actually did not have transportation, and you were not on a transportation route, but they made it a point to know, and they were taking the position that they were going to either carpool or they had parents that were going to help them. But that's how much they knew that they wanted to work at California Closet. So of course, for us, it's all heartwarming that they're still there. We love to see the students continue on. And thanks for being so warm and kind to them and patient. We appreciate when companies have that patience a little bit as we continue to grow this program and do it better. You brought up some really great points that we do not have in the boot camp right now. The onboarding process is something that we need to do a better job in the boot camp to make them aware of, and we'll make sure to put that in this year to highlight a soft skills element of that. In addition to, we focus on the financial, but I think we need to grow that portion of it a little bit more. So that was really good information. Does anybody have any questions for Annette? I don't know if we have anything in the chat.
No, ma'am. Nope, we're clear in the chat room.
All right. Annette, thank you. Oh, scheduling, and I see a question.
Yep.
Scheduling and benefits.
So our scheduling, as far as the schedules they work, most of our employees start at 7 in the morning. The ones that work in the warehouse, it's usually, you know, 2 to 3 in the afternoon. It depends on, you know, if the work was completed or not. There is opportunity for overtime. For installers, the day can be quite different. They mostly start at 7 as well, but sometimes they come back at 2, sometimes they come back at 6. It just depends on when the job is finished. We did start the warehouse candidates last year at $14 an hour. It would be $15 this year. We have, as far as benefits, the company offers a full cafeteria plan, which includes, health, dental, vision, life insurance. We also have 2 weeks of paid vacation, 12 paid holidays, 5 paid sick days. And because of the pandemic, we also had 20 what we call emergency sick leave days paid for instances where they might have been required to quarantine due to COVID. So I think that it's a it's a generous package, especially in our field. But did I cover all the questions about that?
I think so.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Annette. We appreciate you joining us this morning.
My pleasure.
We'll give I want to give a quick rundown on the websites that we have, and I know Jen is navigating. Under site selection, on that top header where you see the St. Lucie EDC, you can go to workforce and training, and as we have been hosting these events, we've been placing them on the web portal to the best of our ability. It's very organic, but we're doing our best so that this is always here 24/7. A lot of times we've been industry focused. This particular virtual tour, we kind of opened that up, and the focus point was really companies on a transportation route. This time around, just to give some other options, because that has been something that has come about that has been a challenge to place some of the students when we have them in the boot camp, and we do our best. Some, like you saw, were able to get to California Closets and find their way, and that's fantastic. And for others, it's been a challenge. So today's virtual tour was a little bit focused on that. But you can see all of the sectors. You can go to them again 24/7. There's videos. There's direct links to the company page. It goes to their career pages as well. You can navigate. There's videos. There's handouts. So if you're, if you know someone or you're working with a student and you can see that they may not be college bound, that's our core market. The student that is not college bound or doesn't know if they're college bound, we just want them to know that there's really great opportunities for them. Right here, right in your backyard. We continue to grow in St. Lucie County. I think everyone knows that our companies are really successful, as you've heard from Annette and others, and everyone's growing, and they need talent. And the only way to make sure that our young folks know about the talent is really our partnership with you, and continue to send that message out. And at the same time, continue to look at the career and technical programs and keep aligning those and growing those so that we're building the skill sets in the school. So with that, our side of the program is complete, and we cannot thank you enough, everyone, counselors and all the companies, for joining us today. And we are really excited about the boot camp. So I'm gonna hand it over to Alicia, who's smiling because she as well is excited. And I think we're gonna see Annette this year again. I think we'll see California Closets on the boot camp tour, as well as some of our other companies. We hope you will participate.
Good morning, everyone, again. So yes, I am smiling. I'm very happy to hear Annette just speak to what the boot camp was last year. It was extremely successful. I remember going over to the EDC for signing day, and there was a bunch of students. When I asked them, where do you think you're going to apply? First and foremost, they wanted to go to California Closets. So just to know that the students are there, for, and they continue to work, it shows that, the success is continuing. And so with that being said, this is a really important time. We had the Career Connect that used to be Stated Jobs a few weeks ago. And in speaking with some of the counselors and the students, it was very enlightening and it really gave me some perspective that, it's been so much time since the students have had anything in person. And so they were excited. I know a lot of the counselors, you guys were excited as well. So I'm glad that, Jill and Jen, I just want to thank you guys for putting this together with the business side and focus on the routes, because as you guys know, you guys are aware, these students more than ever now do not have their college and or career plan. And so we're doing our best to help out as much as we can. I'm so glad that Annette spoke to the boot camp that we do for the manufacturing side. And then Jim was able to speak to the boot camp that, they're doing on the skilled trade side. This has been ongoing, I think, Jill, for about 4 years now. I laugh because, again, I always say Jill gave me 6 weeks the first time. And so seeing the success of students, you guys know that, what's here, it is meaningful. We appreciate your time so much. I think I've told the story to a few people, but just to know that there is an impact. We had this, again, as I just mentioned, 4 years ago. And this past year, Jill and I had a mom that came up to us the night of open house and said, hey, I have to tell you guys something. I want to share this with you. My son was embarrassed, but he went outside. We didn't get to have this opportunity the year before last, the first year of COVID, but this student found out that we were doing the boot camp in person this year. And because his brother was in the first boot camp, it was successful working at Maverick, and then is now pursuing he wants to pursue a degree as a paramedic. And the company Maverick is actually working with them. So with that being said, the brother was in the boot camp this year, and I was able to speak to him, and he ended up getting employed as well. So just to see that this is, helping families and knowing that, we're not just having you guys here listening to the opportunities, it definitely means something. You guys will be getting some literature, and some have been floating around already. You'll see the skilled trade side, and then you'll see the manufacturing side. I know it can get a little confusing, but we're here for questions. The information that's being put out there, it's pretty detailed, and you can contact. We'll be getting some further information. I know Lanisha from my team has been putting some communication out there. She's been doing a great job. We're going to have some sessions being held. So with that being said, if you guys have any other questions, whatever it may be, please reach out to myself or anybody on my team, or even Jill and Jen. And then we look forward to hopefully having another successful year with these boot camps.
And we did get a question regarding flyers and pamphlets. We will prepare a rack card. Since you brought that up, thank you very much. We'll prepare a rack card and have that created and get it over to the council, because it would be good for you to have a handout. We did just prepare a work local rack card, and just due to COVID, we've been trying to figure out who's open, who's not, but we'll get those to you as well. We'll package them up. We have another work local site that ties into this. This is more of an adult side, if you will, open-ended. So we have the career side, really hyper-focused on the students. And then this is as well, it's work local St. Lucie County. The goal is to make sure folks know we have great jobs here. I don't care if you're 18 or you're 65. We have 70,000 plus people that leave St. Lucie County every day and go to work somewhere else. There's about 40-something thousand people going down to Palm Beach and south. We've got 5,000 going to Orlando, 5,000 up to Melbourne, folks going west. We have great jobs. We have great companies. And so this is another portal that you can share. The company logo is on there. It's by sector. We're hyper-focused on targeted industries, as we talk about a lot. And you can go and look at different companies, who builds boats, who who has juice, closets, you name it, fish. There's all kinds of industries, and it gives folks an opportunity at their own leisure to learn about companies, go to their website, go to their career page. It's constantly refreshed so that we're not doing a job board that gets stale. Every job that's on there is a direct link to the company. So if you go to California Closets and you go to their career page, it's a direct link to them and it's not stale. So think about that as well. We'll make sure to get you some rack cards. Unfortunately, COVID's been a weird thing for us too. We're trying to do a lot, and then we go forward and we step back, go forward, step back. This year, we anticipate that we will do the council tour in person for the week. We anticipate that we will have 12 companies again, the way we've done it in the past. We may need to limit it like we did last year, and that's going to really be on company preference. If how many students they allow to come in at one time based on groups and tours. So consider that we'll have a 15 to 20 maximum this year. It's just we're a small squad. We're doing the best we can. And a lot of our companies, they do have OSHA regulations and things of that nature. They have insurance protocols. And so we're beholden to them on how many students we can have participate in the program. So we'll keep you posted. Again, if you have any questions, shoot us an email. If you need anything, shoot us an email. But appreciate the person who put out there about a flyer. Our bad. We should have something in hand to you on just our web portal. You should have the boot camp information. I already got one. I got one person who sent it in already. So, start registering your students and we'll start that outreach. The reason why we like to communicate with the students early on is so that we can see how they relate to transitioning from high school to the workplace, being responsive, completing their paperwork, filling things out that I can actually read. A lot of times I get email addresses and they're not legible, working with the students on that. So by the time the end of the week of June comes around, they are ready to go to work and get out there and have a good career. So thank you for all that you do. Thanks for your partnership. We appreciate all of you. And Alicia, any other questions, any comments?
No,
Jen?
I was going to chime in when you mentioned people leaving, for jobs, especially with the gas prices these days. We want to keep these students here. And we're just finding out from this, the various students within the boot camps or even just getting employed around here, we're finding out that they're happy that, they're taking these entry-level positions. They're learning that they're working their way up very quickly. And again, as I mentioned the student before, once they get into, working and they understand that maturity hits them, we're finding that they're actually, going back to school and doing different things to further their education right here. So I just kind of want to put that out there because, again, we have a ton of students with the testimonies, not just from these boot camps, even if they're, getting employed by Allied Health or whatever. So, as far as, having those students that you guys are meeting with, we want to make sure that we're giving them these opportunities. We have strong partnerships all around. So again, just please reach out to us if you guys have any questions and make sure those students that, need that next step, that little, that to get to the next level, that we're registering them and we will find places for them, whether it be the manufacturing boot camp, skill trades. And it's funny, we also, as Jill mentioned before, you assume, the students think that they know what they want to do and they change their minds every day when they see something. So, different things. So again, we appreciate your time, and Jen and Jill, again, this could not be possible without all of the hard work you do with the businesses. And we just want to thank our business partners as well.
And one quick question. Thank you, Alicia. We have one question from Cynthia Matthews. I don't know where Cynthia is, but hi, Cynthia. Do the students need a resume? We do prepare the students for the entire week that they have a great resume at the end of the week to go to the career fair that we hold for them, the signing day. During our communications with them leading up to the first day that they arrive, we do ask them to have a resume. And if you can encourage students that you're working with, just because they've never had a job doesn't mean they can't have a very simplistic resume. Everyone has skill sets. Folks have participated in band or a sport. They might have been in a club. They might have been a teacher helper. They might have volunteered in their church. We really try to get the students, and I see a lot of the students, they do feel a little inferior, like, oh, I've never had a job, I can't have a resume. No, you can have a fine resume. You don't have to have a job to have a resume. And if you can help encourage that for them to think within themselves of things that they've done, through middle school, through high school, being able to babysit their siblings is a skill set, right? Being left home alone, being mature and handling things, emergency situations. We really try to get those students a little bit more who haven't had a job to think out of the box to put something in there. So great question, Cynthia. And yes, we will ask them for a draft. It certainly morphs over the first couple of days because we really try to give them the best resume and their best foot forward when they go to the signing day. So thanks, everyone. We enjoyed your time here. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you soon, and hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Bye.